So a lot of people used to ask, how do they make money? How do they make money? How can I make money? So there are different ways that money can be made. So it depends on which way that you want to make that money. Whichever country you are, whether you are in USA, you are in Afghanistan, you are in India, you are in China, or whatever country you are, there are many ways that money can be made. Once someone is given birth to and born and start growing up, there is need to have a source of income. That is why they say source of income. There is need to have a source of income, and every source of income is gotten through a particular channel. Every source of income is gotten through a particular channel. That is because there are many ways you can make money. There are many ways you can make money. For someone to take this money and pay to you, there are many ways that you can make a source of income. That is why they call it source of income. What is important is for some people can earn money through different sources. Some people can make money through different sources, but it all boils down to having that money through a particular source of income. A particular source of income. You can have money in many ways, but many sources. But what is important is that the money comes from, a particular source. There are so many sources. So the first source that I want to talk about is known as wages. Now, wages are payments that are made based on work that is done. Wages are paid based on work done. So if like for example, if someone goes and maybe drives a bike, and then the person is paid a particular amount, that is a wage. Or someone does a construction job and receive payment, that is a wage. So wages is also part of payment. It's also part of payment. And it's only received, some people can make it hourly, some people can make it weekly, but the important thing is that it comes, based on what is done. Okay? Now we have another means of payment which is known as salaries. Salaries are fixed. Is fixed. So we are discussing on sources of payment, types of payment. And like I said, it can be more than one. There can be more than one sources of payment. For you to receive money, for you to receive payment, you must align to any of these sources, one of these sources of payment, which I have talked about: wages, which is payment for labor or services which is provided. So if you do a job and you do it well and someone pays you, is known as wages. While salary is monthly fixed, it's mostly fixed. It's fixed and it's paid maybe once in a month. Like government workers, people that work in companies, they are entitled to salaries. Salaries can be paid based on agreement, based on document that is signed and based on the terms and condition that was entered into and agreed. So
Bluetooth mode. Bluetooth mode. FM mode.
They are planning on how to do something. How they can push people out of business, how they can.
okay, so like I'm saying, salaries is being paid at the end of the month. It's being paid once at the end of the month. So it's also a source of payment. Some people who work and receive salary at the end of the month. So another means of payment is known as commission. Commission is payment that is given to you based on a particular service that you did. It's based on sales performance or referrals. Some businesses that is being done, they can give you based on referral. They can give you based on what is it called, commission. So that's why it's called commission, sales performance. Mostly found in places like insurance companies, banks, and stuff like that. They pay based on commission. They pay based on performance. Especially all these real estate companies. If you are working for all these real estate companies, you find that if you sell a particular land, they are going to pay you a particular amount for it. If you sell 2 plots of land, they pay you a particular amount for it. So that is known as commission. Commission is paid based on performance, based on sales performance, and based on percentage and all of that. When you have sell a particular product. Please, if you are watching this, I would love if you follow this page. You follow this, subscribe and follow this page so that you can get more teachings from us. Now we also have what is called on tips. Tips is also part of payment. Tips is also part of payment. Tips like you do a job for someone and the person tips you, or maybe you are working in a particular place and you did a little assistance and the person decided to tip you, said, okay, have this for helping me. Let's say you are in a mall and a customer is trying to move his product from the shop to his car, and then you decide to assist the person and you say, let me help you and move this product for you, and you do that, and the person feels interested and likes what you do. The person can decide to tip you, said, okay, have this money for helping me. That is known as tip. It's voluntary payment. You don't need to ask the person. You don't need to do a particular service. It's voluntary. Tips are payments that are voluntary for good service, often in industries like hospital or food services or places like a waiter. A waiter can be tipped at bars and all of that. Someone can decide to tip you. So tip is also part of payment. Please assist and subscribe so that you get more teachings from me and more videos from me. I teach on business. I teach on how to grow your business and all of that. So another way of payment that someone can receive payment from is known as investments. Investment can also bring payment. When you invest in a particular, maybe real estate or maybe a particular business venture, it can also bring about payment. So we are discussing on ways that you can receive payment in life generally. These areas we are looking at are areas that you can receive payment for. So we have talked on other ones, and now we are talking about investment. Investment can also bring about payments to individuals. Investment is actually earning returns from a particular stock. Like for example, 2 years ago, GT Bank in Nigeria here, they decided to sell shares. They decided to sell shares to their customers, and I got the information on my phone. I was just scrolling through. I saw GT Bank, they are selling shares, and if they say if you buy with 4,000 naira, they are going to be paying you quarterly. That means in 3 months they are going to pay you from their shares. And how does shares work? Shares work in such a way that maybe at the quarter of the year, in 3 months, they are going to calculate all the profits they have made for that 3 months period. Now they are going to calculate all the profits they made within that 3 month period, and they will now share it. They will now share it among all the people that buys their shares. Now there are many categories of shares. There are, like I said, the one I bought is the one of 4,000 naira. Some people can decide to buy the one of 20,000, 100,000, and just like that. So what the company does is that when you buy shares, like recently MTN was selling shares, GT Bank were selling shares, and some other companies. So when you buy particular shares from any of these companies, at the period of quarter of the year, which is 3 months, we have 3 quarters in the year. The first 3 months, the second 3 months, and the last quarter of the year. So basically about 4 quarters. So what they do is that at the end of that 3 months, they will now calculate all the profit they have made. They will not give the capital, they will give only profit. So if the profit, for example, is 1 billion naira, for example, they will now share it to all the people that buys their shares, and then a big percentage will remain for the bank or the company itself to run it, but they will share it among all the people that buys their shares. So that is why it's known as shares. So when I bought from GT Bank, I bought the one of 4,000. That was last year towards end of last year. So now this quarter of GT Bank started from January, February, and March. So on March of this year, and the good thing about shares is that if you buy shares from companies, it's always for life. That means you'll be earning from what you buy for life. They keep paying you every 3 months, but you must first of all check very well before you buy, because I must tell you, not all companies are genuine. Most companies, they use it to fraud their the population, but some of them are genuine, especially when it comes to big companies that are well known, like I said, GT Bank, MTN Nigeria, and different companies that are globally recognized. They can't fraud their audience. So when you buy from all these shares a particular amount, they pay you after every 3 months. So in the first 3 months, what GT Bank paid me was not much, but it's at least I was gaining from it. It's an investment. So when you look at all these companies that sell shares, investigate very well and see if it's something that you can venture into, because shares is very good. It's actually for life. So even if you are not working, and the good thing is that the money keeps increasing as the period goes on. So what you receive this year, next year it might be double. As the economy grows, some company can make double profit of what they made last year, and that will mean your money will be more higher. So investment and receiving shares is also part of earning. It's also part of earning. So if you are watching this video, please subscribe and follow me so that you get more videos like this from me. I always go live and teach people on how to get fund and how to grow business. So when you check companies that are selling shares and you buy from them, you have to be patient. It's not a get rich quick this thing, but it's something that is good for you, because like even if they pay you 5,000 naira, 10,000 naira, 20,000 naira, it's money that you can make up and cover your capital in a shorter time than what you have paid for. So investment is earning returns from, stocks which you have bought, and something like real estate or assets, it will help you a lot to have those money. So another way of earning money is through entrepreneurship. Like I said, if you start a business and then the returns that you start getting from that business is also known as money. It's also fun that you can get when you start a business, and then you allow the business to grow. When you start business, you don't have to rush and say, oh, I'm not making money from it. Maybe you use 50,000 naira to start a salon business, for example. You bought a clipper and then you start barbing people's hair. You must be patient enough to start receiving that small money. Okay, you start receiving those small money. It's part of way of growing. It's part of way of enriching yourself, getting small fun. Because business is like a seed. When you plant it, you allow it to grow. You water it and allow it to grow. It keeps growing, and as time goes on, you can grow from there. So it's also a way of making money. Remember, we are discussing on ways of making money. Please, if you are not following my page, follow me. I teach a lot of things. If you follow this page, it will help you. You might not come across this page again. So follow it so that it will help you, and then you learn more on how to make money and grow your business. So start something. Even if I used to tell people, even if you are working for somebody, even if you are working somewhere, just start a side hustle. It's known as side hustle. Even if the small money you have, just use it and start something. It might not look as if you are getting anything from it at the moment, okay? But just with consistency, put passion into what you are doing. Then gradually you will see the result to be coming out. It might not be easy, it might be difficult, but as time goes on, the money will come. So we are looking at ways of making money. We have looked at many others. Let's go on and look at more. There's what is called rental. You can make money through rentals. How do you make money through rentals? When you rent a product, or when you rent whatever you rent, any income from renting out property. I remember those days when we were small. We used to rent. When we bought bicycle, and then we give out the bicycle to people. We say, when you ride for 2 minutes, you are going to pay me certain amount. When you ride for 1 minute, you are going to pay me certain amount. So you make money by renting out properties, such as apartments, or equipment. You can, if you are staying in a 5-bedroom house, you can decide to rent. Okay, you can decide to rent out properties and make money from renting it. We also have royalties. You can make money from royalties. And how do you make money from royalties? Royalties are, they are intellectual property. They are intellectual property, such as book, music, patterns, e.g. If you manufacture something new, you can decide it is called pattern. That means nobody is allowed to do that thing you did until a particular period of time is over. Basically sometimes it goes up to even 15 years or thereabouts. You can make money through dividends, receiving a portion of companies' profits. You can make money through that means. Dividends. Maybe you are a shareholder or a stakeholder. You can make money and receive money through dividends. You can make money through online gigs. By completing small tasks or projects, for payment, often through platforms like Upwork or Fiverr, e.g. I'm going to go live one day and teach you how to make money through Upwork. I'm going to go live one day and teach on how to set up your Upwork platform and make money through it. So we could have affiliate marketing, which is earning commission by promoting products. So we are going to be going on a break. We are going to going on a break on a 10-minute break. When we are back, we are going to be discussing other ways of making money. Okay, we are going to be going on a short break. Okay, I will still just be here. So let me use this break and tell you how I was able to start my own business. Let me tell you my testimony. So it all started when I was searching for admission. I was like, life was like, a twist to me. I was asking myself, how am I going to survive after school? I was asking myself, how am I going to survive after school? Because I get to see the world differently. I got to see the world differently, and I was asking myself, how am I going to survive in this world? So what did I do? I'm someone that is a fast learner. So I was born into a family of four. I have two brothers and a sister, and I'm the last born in my family. So I went to my nursery school. My parents are actually poor. My mom and dad, they are actually poor, but they are determined to see us succeed. I came out from that kind of family that they were determined to see their children succeed. I came out from that kind of family. My dad was an ex-police officer. He wasn't retired. That means he's not earning pension. My dad when I was born, my dad just decided to retire from police work. According to him, he said he gave his life to Christ. So he saw the job as something that would stop him or limit him from fostering or from worshiping God the way he wants it. So he just resigned. So after he resigned, life was very hard for the family. My mom decided to be the breadwinner of the family. Started businesses and little work to sustain the family. So right from small, I grew up to become someone that is a hustler. Grew up in Nigeria here, so you are your own. You must survive. You must look for a way to survive. Nobody is going to help you if you don't help yourself. So I finished my nursery school. I was not able to even finish it. I was registered in primary school. I was not able to finish it because my dad said the school are demanding. They are demanding too much. So that was why I started my primary school with my brothers. And the school was kind of fun, but not easy. But by grace of God, I survived. I went through my primary school. I started secondary school, and I was done with secondary school, and I started work. Because I said I'm a survivor, it means I must survive wherever I find myself. So we used to help my mom for little jobs, little works, help her to sell products like plantain, yam, and all of that. So when I started seeing life differently, I was like, this life, I have to make a change. I have to make a change in my life. I don't want a situation where life is hard on me. So I started going to library to read books. The state library is actually free. So I will go there and read. At a point I started collecting books to come back house and read. They are basically novels anyway. But those novels inspired me to see life, differently. I got to see that someone needs to live a good life, have good house, have access to, potable water, and have a decent life, because those novels are kind of about life. So after that, I wrote my WAEC, which is an examination to take you to university. I wrote my WAEC, I wrote my NECO. At first I didn't pass it, but I tried again. After hustling a lot, I was very young then, barely 17, 16 years. I would leave house as early as 4 in the morning. I'm on my way to business, to what I used to do then. I used to sell Nescafe in trucks. I saved my money. I said that I must go to school. I was like, I must go to school. I must do the necessary things. So I was selling Nescafe products. I was saving the money. I was selling Nescafe product. I was saving the money. And then after I saved a little, I registered my WAEC. And this time around I wrote it and I passed it. So after I passed my WAEC, it was now time to register for the university exam, which my parents assist me. My mom assist me, and I registered for a school in the West, Obafemi Awolowo University, but I didn't get that one. I also at that same year I registered in Port Harcourt, Uniport, but I didn't get it. So I didn't get it because not because of it has a little to do with the system. The system was kind of corrupt. You know, you don't have money to sort yourself. But I went to Akwa Ibom to register in University of Uyo. With the help of my sister, I stayed with his friend, my sister's friend that time. Forgotten his name. I stayed with him, and then I wrote the exam, and after a week the result came out. I passed. When I stayed with him, I also learned about life during my time with him, because the man is someone that hustles for his money. So when I stayed with him, I learned about life also. So I got to understand how, as a man, you must hustle, you must not depend on people, you must find your way with him too. So when I got admission in school, the money was huge. As of then, 50,000 naira to register and start a term. But my mom helped me. She helped me to pay the school fees, and I lodged in the hostel. But during that time, I made up my mind that I'm not going to just rely on them alone to give me money. So what did I do? I decided to be working in school where I am. First of all, what I did was I started a radio program with my two friends, Emelekwa and Dane Sunday. Emelekwa and Dane Sunday started a radio program in our school radio station. Our school radio station, UNIU FM. So we were not being paid. Actually, we were just anchoring a program that talks about politics, or not the greater politics, but just talks about school politics, talks about political science topics, like maybe good governance, sovereignty, stuff like that, because the school does not allow to talk about national politics, that except you invite someone, and they can discuss it. So that helps me also. It shapes me, because life is a journey. So that shapes me to understand more how life is. It helps me, it shapes me to understand how life is. So I did that radio program for up to 3 years. From my year 2, I did it year 2, year 3, and year 4. Till when I left, I did the program till I left the States. I started it with Emelekwa and Dane Sunday. As time goes on, Emelekwa dropped. I was doing it with Dane Sunday. And then as time goes on, Dane Sunday also dropped. I was doing it alone because of my passion for it. I was doing it alone. We invited a lot of people to discuss with the program with us. And then at some point when they left, I continued it. I invited a lot of people also. So during the period also, in order not to be taxing my parents too much for money, I started a business. Something that would later become my life source of income, one source of income of my life, which would later transform into my company. So the business I started was, I help my colleagues to do their assignments for them. Those of them who are too busy, some of them are politicians, some of them are business people, so they are not always around. So they outsource their works to me with a fee. So I charge them, as of that time, not much, 3,000 naira, 2,000 naira, just like that. But it was that period, the money is enough for me to feed. I can use it and buy a pint of rice and keep in the house. I can buy gari, I can use it and cook soup. So with that, it helps me lessen the demand on my parents. I no longer disturb them too much for money. If they send, the only thing to do is that they pay my school fee, and then I strive to survive. Sometimes they can assist occasionally with maybe 3,000 or 2,000. But it also helps me to shaping me to see that I can survive, I can make money on my own. So as when the school was coming to an end, when I know I'm not able to ask them to do assignment for them, because I majorly do it within my department, not outside departments. So myself, Daniel Sunday, and Emelekwa, we decided to start a business to keep us, to sustain us till when we would leave the state. So we decided to start a popcorn business. So to buy the popcorn, we decided to divide. How do we source for money to buy all the equipment? Because as of that time, we calculated it would eat us up to 50,000 to start the business. We need to buy a popcorn machine that used to bring out fire, which is connected to the gas. So that machine alone was 17,000 as of that time. We need to buy a gas, we need to buy umbrella, we need to buy table, we need to buy all the stuff that we need to set up. And we discovered that it will eat us up to 50,000 naira estimated, or close to that. So we decided to start one last business that we used to make money, and that business was helping students register their post-UTME exam in University of Uyo as of that time. So I have laptop that time, Daniel has laptop, Emelekwa has laptop. So we all joined together and started that business. We loaded our laptop, we started have a space where we keep our table and chairs, and we start registering people. So because one of us need to be going to get customers to register, I was assigned with that role to go and look for people that want to register and then bring them down to them to do it for them. So that was what I was doing. I will go out, tell them, let me register for you, let me do it for you, then I will take them and then get them registered. So the business was going well. We did the business because the registration period was, I think, just about a week. Then the exam and everything was over. So we did our best to raise that money. We did it morning till afternoon. We go back house and eat and refresh and sleep. The next day we start again. That was how we did that business. At the end of the day, we made a lot of money. We shared the money among ourselves, contributed for the things that we want to buy, and then we went and bought it. Emelekwa went to his states. I also gave him money to buy clothes for me. He went to Aba and struck a deal with someone, and did that. So we brought it to you and got a space, which we paid about 3,000 naira for that space for a month, and then I think we paid for 6 months, which is about 12,000 or so. We paid 12,000 for 6 months. Forgotten how much they collected per month, but I think the total of what we paid was 12,000, and then we started the business. The business was a trial because neither of us actually knew how to do popcorn. We just learned it. Shyly, and then we started. So the business was giving us little money, not much,